係咯，我佢梗係剪啦。
Do I bother you?
Don't waste yourself.
What's your style?
My style? You can call it the art of fighting without fighting.
The art of fighting without fighting? Show me some of it.
Later. All right? Don't you think we need more room?
Where else?
That island, on the beach. We can take this boat.
Okay. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hey, are you crazy? Pull me in. Pull me in.
Don't try to pull yourself up,
Get me out of
or
this
I'll let go the line.
What's the matter with you kids? Come on, pull. Bruce, go help me when I get I'm thinking.
Yeah, especially being a trained martial artist, he understood how to think quick on his feet. And so that's what you also have to become as a peace-centered person, as an aware adult in life general. Become aware and become a quick thinker. Realize what's going on around you. Be conscious of the environment around you so that you're always aware of how to deal with the energy of the room. So as the fight began to get physical, where the man puts his hand on his shoulder, Bruce says, okay, he makes his decision to think on his feet, to get his intention out and done into the real world. He wanted the man off the ship. He knew there was kids on the boat. He knew there was too much commotion to be sitting here fighting this man that he's so bullheaded that he's probably not going to quit fighting. Get him off the ship, right? So a lot of times when we're in the middle of thinking on our feet, it's important to choose positivity. Choose the most gentlest way to get that person to move out of the way. So Bruce, in that situation, said, okay, I got it. Let's go to that island so that we can have a proper room, because you're a martial artist. I'm sure you're respectable. He's giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like, I take you serious enough to make sure that I show you the best of my martial art, of the art of fighting without fighting. So the guy says, okay, cool. The guy is now, his mind is moving so fast that he's following the cadence of Bruce Lee now. And so now that once you get the person following your cadence through positive interaction, so for instance, if you're at work and say you're in nursing and your manager, your supervisor, they say you did something wrong. You forgot to do something for somebody, and that person fell asleep too early because they didn't take their meds on time or whatever, right? So you're sitting in a situation where you're being met and you've done your job, or that it was a mistake, but this person's going a little bit too hard on you, or you're just feeling disrespected by the way they're talking to you, right? So what is the best way to deal with this? Remember, first thing we do is we pause and we assess the person we first assess is the inside person. Is this person right? Are they properly doing what they're doing? And I just don't like how they're making me feel because they're absolutely correct, even though I know I've been slacking. You got to assess yourself, because if you can assess yourself, then you can take correction. Second, now that you know you fine, you did everything you can do, now properly handle the situation. Calmly deal with the aggressor. If you know that you're not ready to go up, or you're not in a position where you can go up into argument, battle, where you can speak any kind of way to that person, if you know you're in a position where you cannot do that without having to jeopardize your income, your wealth, then it's important to make sure you use a little bit of flattery. And it sounds like manipulation, but you're fighting. So when you're aware that you're in that confrontation, flattery is like a block move or a jab or a slip of the foot. You get what I mean? It's like tripping someone away. So flattery in this scenario is a way of fighting without fighting. So when you begin to use flattery, saying, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. You don't have to agree with that person. You have to, what you call as listen. Become aware first. Boom, what's going on? Did I cause this? Did I do something within the past few days before I knew this art of fighting without fighting to cause this? Now that I understand that I'm living and committed to a peace-centered lifestyle, did something in my past before I committed to lifestyle of peace, did I cause this? And if so, then the ball is in your hand, because the reason why you're checking yourself is so that you can find the quickest way to take responsibility. When you take responsibility, then you're in more control of the outcome. This is so important. So when that pause moment happens, you have to assess quickly, depending on your circumstance. Some situations you might have days, in between seeing a person again or dealing with. This is so important. So when that pause moment happens, you have to assess quickly, depending on your circumstance. Some situations you might have days, in between seeing a person again or dealing with a situation again, or having to deal with something that's reoccurring. You might have more time to think and pause and take a moment to reflect. But if you're not in a certain circumstance where you have a lot of moment to reflect, just use that pause moment and say, am I good? All right, I'm good. Is they good? They wrong. Okay, boom. First thing I'm going to do is figure out what's going on with them. I'm going to use the skills of listening and flattery. I'm going to listen to what's going on here, what's their grievance, and then I'm going to flatter them by making sure they understand that they are desired, they are cared for, they are wanted, they are appreciated, right? Boom. Once you understand, hey, I get what you're saying, and I want you to know what you're saying is important. You are valuable. I hear exactly what you're saying, and I don't mean no disrespect to you. You get what I mean? So as that right there, that cadence right there will not guarantee you, but you feel that person will be like, what? I ain't even heard nobody say nothing like that. You get what I mean? But it's important because what you're doing is you're intentionally speaking a peace-centered resolution. You're centering the whole situation like, okay, maybe I got to take some of the blame here. Maybe someone's not listening to you properly about what's going on. Maybe there's a misunderstanding that I can help you figure out. When you go to those quick places first, after you pause, assess what's going on inside you first, then you have assessed what's going on inside them by listening, then you can go ahead and flatter them, calm them down, and assess the situation and come to a resolution. It's really that simple, but it feels complicated if you're not used to doing it, or if you need courage. Right, so let's go down the line some more. Knowing that the fight is inevitable, meaning, for instance, like, you got to see this manager every day. So, for instance, if you have a manager that's overbearing and they seem to talk any kind of way, like I think that a lot of sometimes people in supervisor positions, they forget that there's something that's disconnected, and they begin to speak kind of rough. They have no regard for any. Sometimes they forget to have regard for other people's energy and their space, right? So that's a person that's just bothering your energy, right? So if you're dealing with somebody that's bothering your literal energy, make it dreadful to come around whenever you have to reoccur this situation. There's really great ways that you can implement to resolve it, and end it. Just become a whole different person with them. And it's simply about pausing, first assessing what it is that you want the outcome to be, setting your intentions, and when you are interacting with them, be aware of their energy that you're exchanging with that person. Be aware of the energy that's being exchanged around that person that's even occurring to be interchanged with your energy, who's around you. Be aware. Awareness is probably the mass majority of the art of fighting without fighting. If you're aware of certain things, then you're able to easily employ them without having to employ physical altercation. So after you've paused, Bruce realized, okay, I can't walk away from this fight. I can't pause. I can't delay it. Can't get away from it. What I'm going to do is put the guy in a boat and mess with him, right? So guy hastily, he knew the guy was anxious to fight. So guy jumps in the boat like, let's go. Like, you not about to I'm not backing down from this fight. Fight Bruce. And Bruce immediately starts towing the guy out. Boom. The guy immediately realized, oh man, I just got the fight been on. Whoa. He didn't even know what to do. And then to top it off, Bruce said, if you try to grab the line, I will let the line go. And then the same people he was terrorizing, that man was terrorizing, he gave the line to them, gave the power to the people. And so that is the power of the fighting without fighting, because even when you conquer the person, you want to have the most restoring outcome as possible. You want to restore order to the situation. It's not about gaining power for yourself. It's about restoring the peace to the situation, to the circumstance, to the event, or to the people that have been disturbed. You get what I mean? So the art of fighting is a very cool technique that peace-centered lifestyle people can use. A lot of times when people begin a world peace group or some kind of peace organization, they're a non-violent organization. And I'm not saying that we're non-violent, because if somebody is definitely fighting you, what are you doing not fighting back? That's just not very logical as far as preserving your life, or even peace centered in your life. But if that's what you want to do, I would not discourage you from doing whatever you want to do, because here at the Place of Peace, we are not here to tell you what's right and wrong. We're simply here to discuss simple life principles, things that have created us to be the way we are, and it's all up for discussion. If you choose to eat the meat, spit out the bones, I think that's pretty excellent to do when it comes to who do you listen to. So I want to go into who do you listen to, because when you're in conflict, and say you're at work, and say you're at home or at school, and you're dealing with a bully, you're dealing with someone who's up under your skin, or a situation or a circumstance that's up under your skin, there's certain ways that you can think and things that you can do to produce the best outcome. And one of the best outcomes can be found by speaking to the right advisors, the right people around you. So what I'm talking about is who you talk to your information about when you're in conflict. When you find that you have a annoying boss or someone around